Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch, and welcome to my review of the latest release by Christopher Ward. I have reviewed some cracking pieces by Christopher Ward over the last few years, watches like the 12X, the Bel Canto and the Loco, all of which pushed their boundaries as a company and offered buyers effectively hot horology pieces, but at relatively affordable prices. However, in all of those videos, I ended by saying the same thing, that despite their obvious push up as a brand in terms of ambition and in terms of price point, I hoped that Christopher Ward wouldn't forget where they came from and that they would continue to release new models at under 1,000 US dollars because they're just about the best you can buy for under 1,000 US dollars. Today, I'm therefore delighted to be reviewing a brand new diver from Christopher Ward that costs under 1,000 US dollars, the C60 Trident Reef. Now, you saw the pop-up? This video is sponsored by Christopher Ward. I will therefore, of course, leave links to this watch on their website in the description of the video. The embargo on these lifts right now, so you'll be one of the first to check them out. Prices on these start at £695 for the watch on a strap, £850 for the watch on a bracelet, meaning the Trident Reef undercuts the 300 Pro by about 140 quid. 5 different colours are available and 2 different sizes are available. Now, I've been sent 2 different watches and I've got to say I much prefer one over the other. Let's flip the camera and find out why. Indeed, let's. So Christopher Ward sent me 2 of these. Why don't I open and show you the one that I'm not quite into as much first? It is rather subjective though, I'll admit, but while I'm getting into the box, why don't I show you the range? Now, I said there were 5 different colours in 2 different sizes. That suggests 10 different options. But there's more. I also mentioned straps, didn't I? You can buy your C60 Reef on a number of different straps, including this cool white option, very fresh and summery. Or you can pick something even more colourful if you fancy. That means there are no less than 30 different possible permutations for this one. Good luck sorting that lot out. And I gotta say, this one would probably be down near the bottom of the 30 for me, but the other one right at the top, this one, is the 44mm in blue. Look, there is nothing wrong with this watch at all. It fits me really nicely despite the big diameter dimension. I just can't do blue watches. I have tried and I have tried and I have tried again, but I just can't seem to connect with the colour on my wrist. Does anybody else feel the same way about blue or about any other colours? Do you have kind of bogey colours that you just can't get along with? Leave me a comment, I'd be interested. But like I said, the other one is my pick of the bunch. The other one is the 41mm in this beautiful creamy white shade with matching white bezel and green accents. I reckon that is a killer colour combo. But as the good objective watch reviewer that I am sometimes, I'm going to give you the full dimensions and specifications of both watches, starting with the blue one. 44mm in diameter, 11.8mm thick, with a 51mm lug tip, 2 lug tip, but don't worry, the lugs curve down, it fits really nicely. 22mm between the lugs, the bracelet tapers down to 16 and back up to 19.5 at the clasp, by the way. Sized up for my 7-inch wrist, 161 grams. Flat sapphire crystal with great anti-reflective undercoating, 200 meters of water resistance, screw down crown, and a Salita SW200 in the back. Now, the smaller watch is also a little bit slimmer, coming in at 11.7mm with a 48mm lug to lug. 22mm lugs, it's the same bracelet as well, so down to 16, back up to 19 at the clasp. 10 grams lighter, coming in at 151 grams. Same crystal, same water resistance, same movement. And you can see that movement today thanks to a display case back, big custom Christopher Ward rotor, no other markings on this one at all. Look how smooth that is. Well, you can see it, I can feel it, the brushing is incredibly fine, even the little text there, the engravings are all super fine, lovely, rich, high polish. You can really feel the difference between the finishing on a Christopher Ward and on a cheaper watch, which is why I love it when they launch stuff that's in that relatively affordable realm at sub 1,000 USD. But are you ready for what is probably this watch's most polarizing feature? It's not the size, it's not the color, it's not the dial, it's the case. it's that. They refer to it as a shroud. They also say that it is aluminium. I'm guessing therefore that it is anodized aluminium. Doesn't quite match the main dial color or bezel color, but it does pick out one of the paler shades of blue used in the dial text and in the applied logo and the surrounds to the indices, the surrounds to the hour hand. You're either in for that or you're not. If you like blue, you get a lot of blue. If you don't like it, then yeah, you're going to have to cope with it. And no surprises, it's exactly the same with the white watch as well. The C60 Reef is kind of an unashamedly kind of fun, bright, colourful summer watch, and I guess that kind of anodized shroud is very much part of that. Rest of the case is very nice, super smooth finishing as discussed earlier on, and you can see what I mean. Those lugs do point down, meaning 51 is not an issue on the bigger watch at all. Nice CW branded crown and beautifully angled crown guards. Same bracelet on both watches. It's what CW refers to as a Bader bracelet. Basically, it's a 3-link oyster style with protruding end link quick release spring bars as you saw earlier on, screws holding it all together. Very nicely finished, simply finished but nicely finished like the rest of the watch, with a double trigger, double flag, multi-adjustable Christopher Ward signature on the scissor there. Now the adjustable clasp, it doesn't ratchet in. You do have to kind of push that release to go in or to go out. It doesn't ratchet in and then lock. You do have to press the button to either adjust outwards or inwards. Alright, dial and hands, obviously the layout is the same on both watches, but the proportion is not quite the same. I reckon there's a bit too much empty space in the middle of the 44 by virtue of the fact that it has a bigger dial. Perhaps that is exacerbated by the colour contrast between the chapter ring and the centre section of the dial that isn't present with the white watch. You definitely know it's a Christopher Ward from that handset, don't you? Not only the trident counterbalance on the second hand, but their signature hourhead arrow hand as well. The larger watch contrasts the dark blue central colour with a slightly lighter blue colour surrounding the indices, the hour hand and the seconds hand. Also a little pale blue dial text there as well. And of course, orange. Who doesn't love a little bit of orange on a blue watch? And an orange minute hand on a diver is an absolute classic. The smaller white watch also uses a couple of different colours, but there's maybe not quite the contrast as with the blue, orange and white watch. There's a bit more tonal balance with this one. I should point out these are pre-production prototypes. Christopher Ward are going to refine the finish on the handset for production units. To be honest though, they've said similar things to these prototypes in the past. I've not noticed the difference. The protos are pretty good. So the production units I'm sure will be even better. Overall, both clearly members of the Christopher Ward family, members of the Trident family, but with enough going on to differentiate them from the rest of the clan. And I gotta say, the loom on these is fantastic. BGW9, lots of it on the hands and the indices. I've swapped them over, as you can see here, it's 41 on the left and 44 on the right. When I turn the speed up, not much happens, to be honest. They're still both very legible at the end of the test, but if I slow it down again here, the only thing you can't see is the triangle on the aluminium bezel insert of the smaller watch. For some reason, maybe the green paint they've used to fill in there just doesn't allow the loom to shine through as much as on the other watch, but overall, both still very legible. And both still very wearable, even this big boy, very slim, sub 12mm, that really helps a lot. And as I said, curved lugs, you can see just how much this case hugs my wrist, plus the adjustable clasp. And smooth finishing throughout means it's a very comfortable package. And it's same, but even more so for the slightly smaller, slightly slimmer, and slightly lighter 41mm version. I just think it's got neater proportions all round. 22mm lug width, 41 is kind of in that no man's land. 42, I would say definitely go for 22mm lugs. 40, I would say definitely go for 20mm lugs. So yeah, they could have gone either way with this one. I think the fact that it tapers from 22 all the way down to 16 means it looks like it works. It looks like it's in proportion. And that's why they can get away with fitting it to both of the different sizes. Moans and niggles, apart from the blue of course. Well, it's under $1,000 US if you opt for one of the rubber strap variants, just over $1,000 US if you do want it on the bracelet, and frankly, you probably do want it on the bracelet if you're going to wear this one long term. That's a little more expensive than its technically superior cousin, the Trident Pro 300 used to cost about 5 years ago. So yeah, the perils of inflation, I guess. And I refer you back again once more to that aluminium shroud. I suspect it is going to be a bit of a polarizer in the comments, with people either being for it or against it. And because it's anodized aluminium, it's going to scratch, it's going to scuff, it's going to mark up far more than if it was stainless steel. There's already a few marks on the side of the white case one, for example. And one of the problems of buying a summery style watch is that it doesn't necessarily look good when it's not summer, so again, choose your colour scheme wisely. But that's about it. It's a handsome, well-made, well-spec'd all-rounder, this one, that can more than hold its own with any other Swiss-made diver at this price point. So there you have it. It's great to see Christopher Ward going back to their roots and offering a great value, high quality Swiss-made diver with a fantastic warranty for under £1,000. This one does have a few quirks though, so if it doesn't quite grab you, make sure you do check out its big brother, the Pro 300 as well, before you make your decision. Talking of which, while you're here, why not check out my review of the Trident Pro, or go on, you know you want to, the Bel Canto. Thanks for watching this one. I'll see you again in the next one.